The new Asus 6Z is a top-notch smartphone for many reasons. It has flagship hardware, a great software experience, and a pretty decent price tag. But what really helps it stand out from the competition is its flipping camera. No, I'm not swearing, the camera actually flips. The entire dual camera setup on the back is connected to a motor that allows you to turn it all the way around and use it as a selfie camera. Not only is this implementation quite innovative, but it also opens up a host of possibilities for some cool new features. And Asus has done just that. Hey guys, this is Abhijit from Guiding Tech, and in this video I'll be sharing some amazing camera tips and tricks for the Asus 6Z that will help you make the most out of this new camera mechanism. So, let's get right to it. For starters, let's talk about the camera movement. You can easily switch between its two most obvious positions by just tapping on the button to the right of the shutter. But if you hold the button and swipe up, the camera will slowly start moving from its resting spot on the back all the way up forward. You can leave the button at any point and the camera will just stay there. Isn't it cool? And the best part is that you can use this gesture in other apps as well. Take Instagram for example. When you open up the camera on the app, you'll notice a small camera icon in the navigation bar. Just tap on it and a new button will pop up. Now you can use the same gesture using this new button. And while you're in Instagram, don't forget to check out our profile and follow us if you like what you see. You can find us as Guiding Tech, or you can just follow the link in the description below. I'm sure you won't be disappointed, so do follow. Okay, moving on, there's another cool new feature called motion tracking in the camera app that makes good use of this flipping camera. With this feature, you'll be able to select a subject in the frame and the phone will start tracking it. If the subject moves out of the frame, the camera module will move on its own to keep it in the frame. The feature is a bit janky and it isn't perfect by any means, but it sure is quite cool nonetheless. Don't you agree? Next up, there is Auto Panorama, another amazing feature which is also made possible by moving the camera module. With it, you'll be able to capture stunning panoramas without even moving your phone. Just set the initial frame to the right side of the landscape you want to capture, tap on the shutter button, and let the camera do the hard work. Thanks to the moving camera, you'll never have to worry about accidentally botching up a panorama shot, which we all do more often than we like. What's even cooler about this auto panorama functionality is that you can also use it vertically. This can really come in handy if you want to click photos of a tall building or a monument. To do so, hold the phone in the portrait orientation, hit the shutter button, and the camera module will start moving up. Just make sure you press the shutter button again when you have captured the entire frame, or you'll also end up in the frame but upside down. Now if you've been using the phone for a bit, you'd already know that the camera makes a sound when it flips up. But did you know that you can actually change this particular sound? Well, Asus has graciously included a couple of different sounds that you can choose. To change the flip camera sound, head over to the settings in the camera app and tap on the flip camera sound option. Now choose from either of the three available sounds or select none if you would much rather hear the actual motor whirring. Next, let's talk about some cool camera shortcuts that you can use to quickly take photos or move the camera module with hardware buttons. To turn on these shortcuts, head over to the camera settings and tap on the toggle next to the Set Smart Key as Shutter option to use the smart key to click photos. Then tap on the Set Volume key as a button to use the volume buttons to zoom or move the camera module or trigger the shutter. And finally, tap on the toggle next to the instant camera option if you want to double click on the volume key to launch the camera app. These shortcuts are quite handy and I found myself using them quite frequently while testing out the 6Z. Asus has also included a cool gesture for the self timer, which means that you won't have to go hunting into the settings to set it up every time you want to click a timed photo. To set a timer on the 6Z, just hold the shutter button, swipe up and the timer is set. The more you swipe up, the longer the timer is going to be. Timer starts at 1 second and goes all the way up to 10 seconds at the top. Pretty convenient, right? Lastly, let's talk about the phone's video capabilities. Much like other flagships these days, the Asus 6Z supports all the way up to 4K video at 60 FPS. But as you'd already know, 4K video captured at 60 frames per second takes up a lot of storage space. And if you capture a lot of these videos on your phone, then you might completely run out of storage quite soon. To prevent that, you can turn on the high efficiency video codec from the camera settings, which will drastically reduce the size of the captured file and save you a ton of space. Now you can find this option within the video camera settings under Format. Just tap on the high efficiency option and you're good to go. Well, that wraps up today's video. Make sure you try out all these tips on your Asus 6Z, and in case you stumble upon some other cool tips, share them with us in the comments below. Well, this is Abhijit signing off, and I'll see you guys as usual in the next one.